Season 5 has been quite enjoyable with the new Infernal Wars content, the unique legendaries, as well as a new, riveting, canonical storyline that adds to the main plot of Diablo 4. In this video, we're going to talk about the latter and how your character, the Wanderer, is more or less finally referred to as the Nephalem. Let's jump right in. Now, although the term Nephalem isn't directly used in Season 5, the build-up to the announcement of the name is very similar to what we saw in Diablo 3. For example, in both cases, cultists mention how strong you really are, where in the latest season, Lokran, one of the two members of the Triune that we interact with, oh, and by the way, Magda's cult in Diablo 3 is actually a form of the Triune, but that topic is for another video. Lokran mentions that you guys met before and you happened to toss him around like a ragdoll. If we look back at when you encountered the cultists in Diablo 3, here's what they had to say.
She's unstoppable! No mortal could slaughter our brethren with such ease!
Then die well. Lord Belial will reward your sacrifice.
The acknowledgement of the strength of your player character preluded the announcement of being revealed as Nephalem in Diablo 3. Although with Diablo 3, let's not forget that we did go into the Drowned Temple, and at that point, it was heavily suggested that your character was Nephalem then. Or in both cases, those cultists signifying your strength were preludes to actually being revealed as a Nephalem. Another thing too in Diablo 3 is when you interact with Zoltan Kulle in Act 2, he keeps referring to what your identity really is. And one big portion of this is mentioning the Nephalem Birthright.
You and I are the same. But those others, the fallen angel, the witch, they're using you for their own ends. You choose to be their puppet. Yet the power of your birthright could make you a god.
This is important to know because in Season 5, Estelle, one of the cultists, mentions that Lilith was trying to awaken the birthright of humanity. So referring to reviving the Nephalem. Now, this is important to note in Diablo 4 because I've mentioned this in a prior video, but Diablo 4 was given the same treatment in relation to the Sin War as did Star Wars Episode 7 with Star Wars Episode 4, in that although they're both technically new storyline, they heavily copy from their inspiration. In Diablo 4, during the Sin War, Lilith comes back and awakens the Nephalem through direct contact with humanity. And in Season 5, Estelle mentions that Lilith was trying to do the same with a type of material called Mother's Blessing, which you collect in Season 5. Now, the one thing that confuses me a little bit, however, is that in Diablo 4, Nephalem shouldn't need to be awakened, like back during the Sin War. And that's for one primary reason. The reason why they needed to be awakened back in the Sin War is because the World Stone was tuned to weaken the Nephalem and have them lose their powers to essentially form what is humanity today. So, because the World Stone was destroyed by Tyrael in Diablo 2, there's no need for a direct awakening. So I am curious if that bit may have been retconned because it's not entirely clear whether the Wanderer was already naturally strong or his powers really came to be when he took in Lilith's blood. Although I believe it may be the former, just due to Mephisto's interest in the Wanderer in the opening cutscene of the game. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoy content like this, please consider liking and subscribing for more content. Thank you.